Facebook is a social media giant listed in 2012, run by Mark Zuckerberg. It has over 2 billion active users, also owns Instagram and WhatsApp. Market cap, $446.6 billion, PE of 37.9, pays no dividends. Are you on Facebook, Chris?
I am, but I sometimes wish I wasn't.
What is the problem? What is the problem that you experience?
I was just saying to Paul, I've got kind of bored with this over the years. I've been on for, I don't know how long, ever long this thing's been going. And I'm saying, you know, they keep on changing the portal, the entrance to it, and you think, oh, no, please, stop doing this. You know, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And it just makes it more difficult to try and work out where you are, what you're doing. And I talked about ephemera. This is the ultimate ephemeral load of old nonsense. Frankly, I don't like it. I've been stunned for so many years as to how the market cap of this thing has risen to where it is.
Well, that's not a very positive start.
Look, I'm not a Facebook fan either. I prefer Twitter, but I suppose that's just because you choose a platform, you get familiar with it.
Yeah, look, I mean, let's just talk about Facebook's metrics. So at least 2 billion people on the planet out of the 7 love Facebook and visit it regularly.
So I'm afraid we're the odd ones out here, Chris.
The way it works, of course, is that you follow people on Facebook, they follow you back, and then there are groups and corporate pages. And when you log in and look at your feed, it's a mixture of news from the world and your own friends and what they're up to, commenting on issues of the day, putting up pictures of their holidays. It's extremely popular, particularly with slightly older people and particularly with women. So that's its core audience. Because they know all about you and what you like and what you click on and what you visit, it's a brilliant platform for selling to advertisers investment opportunities related to where you are and what stage you are in your life.
And that's the terrifying part of it, is the invasion of privacy. They can just ascertain through what you read about.
All of these companies are constantly collecting an absolute warehouse full of data about you all of the time, and they're matching that up with data that they get from your credit card spend and from your general browsing on the internet.
Do you know the ultimate collector of data actually are the airport companies? When you arrive in Zurich, for instance, and you log on and they offer you free Wi-Fi, nothing is free, because in that you're actually offering up all your personal information.
Probably, yeah. I think those ones.
I bet you're going to look at that again when you get to the next airport. Anyway, come back to Facebook. Let's have a look at the share price graph.
Yes, and before we get too carried away, remember we've also got Instagram here with its something like 600 million users, and we've got WhatsApp, which is well over 1 billion, although that's less obviously commercial and less obviously about the advertising.
It's a fantastic communications
It's
tool.
wonderful, but how on earth is WhatsApp ever going to make any money?
Well, they've already launched WhatsApp Stories, which is in the bottom left corner of WhatsApp next time you look at the app on the phone.
Well, a news flow.
Yes, and where people publish little bits of information, and you can add corporate feeds to that. And then also there are applications where corporates will want to develop their own secure WhatsApp groups for corporate interaction.
Well, there you go. Does that sound as though they can make money out of WhatsApp down the line?
Yeah, I suppose it probably can. But you touched on Instagram. I've never got Instagram. I just never understand it. I mean, you've got Facebook. Why have that? Please.
It's a generation. It's a generational issue, I think. Because I look at, what's our gentleman, Bright.
Yes.
I mean, he is the Instagram go-to person, and Instagram, I think he only communicates on
because
Instagram.
there are people that don't really want to see all the text. They just want to see the pictures. So that's a different sort of feed, but it's in some ways quite similar. And remember, let's example here. If you are Emirates Airlines or Nike or something, how do you advertise your new shoes or your travel opportunities? You do so in amongst where people of that target group are looking at travel-related opportunities, are entering and being involved with athletic events and so on and so forth. So again, that's where those kinds of corporates are shifting their spend, because they don't want to advertise in the Sunday Times anymore. Young people don't get the physical old newspaper. They're on their phones all the time.
No, it's targeting different generations and using the appropriate platforms to do so.
Indeed.
Are we hot or not on Facebook, despite the fact that you have said that you do not like this platform?
Personally, I'm not hot on this thing, but I'm prepared to admit that it might have a few more years' legs left in it.
2 billion users?
2 billion users and rising, and users' engagement with Facebook is rising. The number of hours of time people spend on these applications is rising. The amount of time that they do all the other things like TV watching and all that is declining. So I'm definitely hot on this one. We own it in the Hot Stocks portfolio. I think it's an absolute must-have, and that's not even talking about how big Instagram and WhatsApp and all the other apps could become.